We move into the final week of June, June 23rd through 29th. And boy, oh boy, there's a diamond of a day this week. So we'll get to that in a second. So we start off on Monday, the 23rd. The moon's in Gemini. The sun is square Neptune, okay? So the sun's all visible in the nurturing sign of Cancer, which is called the good mother, the sun in Cancer, the good mother. There's bonding, there's love. It's a cardinal sign, and it's square Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion, in the sign of Aries, the coach dad, or the American cowboy, as some people call it. And so there's a square. And there's two cardinal signs squaring each other. So it's like caring and nurturing versus combat. And so we are going to have, we're going to feel like we're in one extreme or the other extreme. Are you being too hard or not hard enough? Okay. So you can end up feeling overparented, or you can feel like you've been overparenting your children. And you just want to look at, what are you compensating for? What are you trying to hide? And just kind of make sure that you re-examine your position on things, okay? Now, that day sounds hard, but the next day is just stellar. And so Tuesday the 24th, you got to mark your calendar. You want to mark your calendar in big stars. If you can take the day off, take the day off, whatever you can do to enjoy Tuesday the 24th, because it's considered the luckiest day of the year. And I heard one astrologer saying that this is the luckiest day since 2002. Okay. And that was 23 years ago. So very interesting. So the reason for this is that the sun is conjunct Jupiter, and Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. Okay. So it's its best placement. And Jupiter is going to be Kazimi, I guess is how you say it. Kazimi, Kazimi, which means it'll be at the same degree. So Jupiter and the sun will both be at 3 degrees of Cancer. So look up where 3 degrees of Cancer is in your chart, because that's where your luck is going to be through the roof. And if you have any other planets at 3 degrees, that will be very interesting. And just pay attention and take note of the 24 hours of just luck on June 24th. So enjoy that. Now we go into a Cancer new moon the next day on the 25th. And this happens at 6:32 a.m. on June 25th. This is a 4-degree Cancer new moon. So it still will be conjunct Jupiter, which is going to be a lovely thing. This is a good time to rest. This is a good time to visit your old family home. Like if you are able to take a drive and go see it, that would be a really good thing. Spend time with elders, with the older people in your family. This is a great day to do ancestor research, especially in the women in your lineage, because Cancer to me is the mother, right? Or the grandmothers before. Honor your roots and trust your intuition, because your intuition is going to be through the roof right now with all this water energy, water season, and Jupiter there making it even bigger. So happy new moon on the 25th. Mercury, the planet of communication, is moving into the sign of Leo on June 26th. And it's going to spend a really long time there, more than it usually does. This is because of the retrograde that's going to happen in July. Okay, so Mercury will be in Leo for an extended period of time. So Mercury to Leo is zealous, bold, and loyal. This is a good time to speak up, to be true to yourself, to speak from the heart, to make heartfelt decisions, to draw the line with friends and coworkers. So this advice is while Mercury is direct, and Mercury will be, even though it'll be direct this month, starting on June 30th, that's going to be part of what's involved in the Mercury retrograde in July. So basically, I would start taking note of what's going on from June 30th through the retrograde, because that's the territory that's going to be revisited, okay? So always fun to keep a little journal of what's been going on. Thursday the 26th, this is a great time to speak up, when work offers will be coming in. Let's see, the 27th, the moon will move into Leo early in the morning. Strokes of genius, intuitive flashes, receptive audience, people who help. Not a bad thing, okay? Some really good energy in this month of June. So Saturday, we move into a Leo weekend. Well, at least a Leo Saturday. By Sunday, the moon will move into Virgo. So on Saturday, act on what you're sensing. There's going to be a square with Venus, so it's not as harmonious. You're going to have to compromise a bit in your relationships and make sure that you don't overlook your relationships on Saturday the 28th, your love relationships. Sunday the 29th, always check the fine print. And the moon will be moving into the analytical sign of Virgo. And we're going to have, let's see, we have a couple cool things happening that day. Mercury's going to be trining Neptune. And, you know, every time Mercury and Neptune have been trining in the past, like 10 years, it's always been in water, because Neptune was hanging out in Pisces for 14 years. Now we know that Neptune just moved into Aries, right? So we're kind of going through this adjustment period of these planets moving into Aries. Neptune was there for 14 years. Saturn just moved into Aries. It was in Pisces for 2.5 years. So we're in new territory, and this is our first Mercury trine Neptune. And it's going to be in fire, awake and alert, forward-thinking ideas, intuitive flashes, impulse urging you. Okay, not rash decisions, but you're going to just feel impulses. And it should be invigorating. So on the 29th, which is Sunday, Mercury's going to be opposite Pluto. And we haven't heard a lot about Pluto this month, except that it's in its retrograde. Mercury opposite Pluto. Always check the fine print. Trivial discrepancies that you might tend to ignore, but you need to question everything, or you will have to pay the price later. Okay, so if you're signing any contracts, if you're making any deals, if you're negotiating your relationship, make sure that you pay attention to every last detail, because it's really gonna matter. Okay, let's pull a couple cards for this week. See what you need to know. Such an interesting week with the luckiest day and the new moon and a lot of Jupiter energy. So don't get too concerned about Sunday when you had all this great week, right? All right, let's see what we've got. Let's get one oracle out here. And let's take some tea leaves. This is like a big stack of tea leaf tarot. Or, no, it's just called fortune cards, but I really like them. They're really fun. Okay, let's see what your first card is. It's the Page of Pentacles. I love how she's kind of just standing over what looks like a farm or something down here. It almost feels like she's young and she almost wants to buy that farm, or that's her family home. And she's kind of overlooking and overseeing it. I also get she's almost like an ancestor of that farm. And she's there and she's holding it in value, and she's almost protecting it. It's really beautiful. We're talking about visiting old place that you lived. That's what that reminds me of. Okay, now we've got the Five of Cups here. We see some sadness, some emotional loss. We've got a lot of planets going into water signs. So that can happen because when things get watery, things can get emotional. There's still 2 cups standing there. He just doesn't see it yet. So maybe having a good cry, but also knowing that there's still some options and relationships available. Got the Gratitude card. And looks like a child holding a grandmother's hand or something like that. We're talking about, I think, was that last week that we were talking about visiting family, visiting your elders, kind of going into this week also. Last quarter moon, gratitude. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got the wishbone. A wish is granted. Well, it's a pretty lucky week. So yeah, make sure that you make some wishes. And especially with that new moon, make sure you're doing moon water right? Just fill, I'll just take a mason jar, fill it up with water. And sometimes I'll write my order or my wishes and put it underneath the water and then just like leave it in a window. Okay. This is a great time to do that with this lucky energy of Jupiter this week and also with this new moon. So a wish is granted. Beautiful thing. Woman, dealings or relationships with a woman. Okay. Well, maybe there's an important woman in your life here. Like I said, that had like grandmother energy to it to me. But yeah, okay, so there's a relationship with a woman, or maybe, maybe you just have a good friend that comes to town or something like that. Let me just pull one more card about that woman card. It's the Lovers card. Okay, so if you're looking for love, this is a good week for it. It really is. And it's the luckiest day of the year. So if you're looking for love, you might just get lucky this week. So enjoy it. Enjoy your relationships in general. Enjoy the beauty of the month of June. Keep in mind that Mercury retrograde is going to start next month. I think it's about mid-month. And so enjoy the harmony of this month.